Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the fourth edition of the FESCIM Festival Internacional de Cinema no Meio do Mundo. This is happening live from Brazil. We are right now in Garanhuns, in Brazil, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to take this opportunity to thank you all for those who are here present watching us. And to remind you again, this is the fourth edition of FESCIM. This is an international film festival, a versatile film festival that it englobes most countries in the world, and we have filmmakers from all over the world sending their movies to be screened here at the FESCIM. So this year we're going to be talking about the international version of this film festival. This year we have films from Mexico. The title is Hunger. From Mexico we have Unborn Child. From Iraq, we have The Flag from Turkey. We have also When the Night Comes from Poland. And then we have two films actually from France. We have World Free of Crisis and Autoquads. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite you once again, call your family, call your brothers and sisters, sit in front of your computer and let us enjoy this moment. This is FESCIM. You're all welcome. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again. So, like I was saying in the beginning, we have films like A World Free of Crisis, Autoquads, which are all films from France, from French filmmakers. We have Hambre, which is from Mexico. And we have When the Night Comes from Poland. One of us left the photo. Also, another film, The Flag, and Unborn Child. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start right away. We've been waiting for the filmmakers who have their films competing in this category, right? Who are still yet to appear. So let us start discussing about the films before to gain time. Let's start discussing about these films. So the first film we have is The Flag. Thiago, can we have a little trailer of this film?
Benim göstermekle olmuyor işler.
Polis! Eller yukarı!
Babaları bunları okusun diye yolluyor. Bunlar itlik serserilik peşinde.
So, ladies and gentlemen, The Flag is a kind of a narrative of this debut actress who is trying to, survive in the middle of being an actress and, depending also on the job opportunities of what brings the life of an actor in the movie industry. So we won't have a lot to talk about this film because we don't have the filmmakers present here at this hour, but I'll read a little bit of what our curator wrote here about The Flag. So it's about a woman struggling to make it as an actress. It's a mixture of her bra that shakes up and the world, and her bra shakes up the world and keeps the whole police station very busy. You see how a bra of a woman can, change the whole situation, change the narrative of some cases in the police station. So where does such a thing exist in this screamingly funny comedy with a sympathetic main character who in the end laughs her way through life with a I don't give a shit attitude. So that's it about The Flag, and we want to thank also the filmmaker. Is Pina Göktaş from Turkey. So we want to thank you, Pina Göktaş, for coming into this competition and putting in your movie, and would like to have a deeper conversation with you why the film was made the way it was made. Is it a situational Was it a situation that happened to you or to somebody close to you? Why such a movie? Why do you portray this kind of, kind of metaphorical language in the cinema world, which is very welcome, and which is very intelligent, a way of putting the situation of a woman. She finds herself in a police station just because her bra fell off the balcony, and the police couldn't do their right. It's just about the societal problems that we have on daily basis and how we choose to face these societal problems. So I want to thank you guys again for staying with us today, and we thank Pina Goktas from Turkey for your film. Tiago, let's have the trailer of the next film, which is One of Us Left the Photo.
شو بسكر
One of
وشي.
us.
الناس كانوا يسمعوه دائما بالليل.
Cette plainte pour vous.
ليش تركت البلد؟ Bizarre.
C'est un peu,
C'est quoi le bizarre? Oui, ça va.
je sais pas, la façon dont vous vous
On a,
parlez là.
on a une différence d'opinion politique.
Ah voilà,
Ok.
ok, c'est ça le truc. Une différence de point de vue politique.
انت شو فكر الانستغرام والفيسبوك والخرا هي كمان اخترعوها مشانهم اخترعوها توثق شو عم تعملوا.
ايه اول شيء لا تعيط وثاني شيء بتعرف لولا مظاهراتك شو كان صار اليوم؟ كنا انا وياك عايشين بالشام، كنا ما طلعنا من سوريا بسبب مظاهراتكم.
روح عنا يا
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was One of Us Left the Photo. So it's directed by Malas Twins. See, this film is a reflection of the post-Syrian war. With the war in various parts of the world, people have to migrate to foreign countries, and it's a whole survival process. It's a whole starting, all over, with the situations of life, the difficulties living in a foreign country. So Malas Twins is reflecting on the conflicts of the Syrian war, the after Syrian war, in the society, which can go through families, even through, these are twin brothers, the conflict between them, just the fact that living in a foreign land, that there are laws. In our country, maybe we can beat our children, we can do some certain things that our country, the laws tolerate. But in foreign countries, they don't tolerate that. And this happens with a twin brother who comes to live in France, and a video of him beating a child in Turkey, back in Turkey, which to them is educating the child. But in France, it's like human abuse. It's a big case. So the conflict now between him and his brother, who has had a very vast experience of life living in France, compared to his brother who just came in without no notion about how the society works, And these are twin brothers. They love themselves, each other dearly, but they have to get this conflict because of their way of seeing things. The other one, who's been in France for long, understands how to deal with the laws and the society. The other brother who just moved in has no notion, and there is this great conflict inside the house between the two of them and the girlfriend of the brother who has been living in France for so long. So it develops to a powerful film whose emotion grabs you within the center scene, a confrontation which let all the emotions explode. And we can see that the two brothers started by visual, like looking at each other with rage, and then this grows up until the moment when they go to physical battle. They fight in front of the girlfriend of the other brother, and it goes away much. The director, I think that he focused much more on the aspects of humanity, how we treat each other. We won't talk very much about the technical part of the making of the film, because it brings out the emotions as humans. How do we want to be treated? So we want to thank you again, Malas Twins, for this very wonderful piece of art, very wonderful movie that brings out who we really are. Chaguinho, let's move to the next film. Unborn. The next film is Unborn. This one is very powerful, man. It's Unborn from Iraq. And we understand that today we have a lot of, the West talking about human violations a lot in the Middle East. And we talk, this film is about, is from Iraq. And the director is Naz, Naz Sally. Naz Sally. So, Unborn Child. Let's talk about it. Let's see what our curator wrote. Unborn teaches humanity in the bitterest hour after the main characters experience sexual violence and unwanted pregnancy as Yazidi women under ISIS. Nas Sally shows here the conflicts of the women who became mothers during this difficult time, who get into serious conflicts where they can support each other, but who each other have to deal with the problem and decisions themselves. I guess Sally is female. The person who made this film is a woman, and she's just portraying, right, uh, the struggles being a woman in Iraq, the struggles of being a woman in Iraq. And we know, due to the religion that forces that narrative, right, of the male being the all in all, or the female, the women, they just like subjects to this man. And I think this filmmaker is trying to portray to the world what she as a woman feels, and the reality of most women in these Arab countries. And we want to, contrast it with the ideologies in the West and that of the East, which is based mostly on equality, humanity. But they, in their own concept in the West, the men, they think that they're doing the right thing. But until you are a woman, you will not understand how women feel in this part of the world. And we want to congratulate again the maker of this film. It makes us in the West to understand a little bit better about how women are treated in the West. Thiago, next film. Our next film is where's the number? Number 4, Autoquads. Autoquads. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. So the filmmaker Nicolas Cambier is a French guy, I believe. Uh, in this film of Autoquad, is talking about our resilience, and also how deep do we rely on people? How far are we supposed to be relying on our fellow humans? It explains the situation between a father and a son, the relationship between them two. How do they both rely on each other? How do they, the extent of their love, when you find yourself in difficult situations, how do you rely? How do you think, to what extent can you rely on your friends, relatives, on your parents? So this situation is about two men, a father and a son, who work in the mines every day. It happened that they had an accident, and the dependence, which is the father who is older, and the young man who is supposed to help the father when the father is tired. But this time around, the father helps him to, teaches him the profession of mining. And then finally, when the father got into this accident, he has to help the father. That's how do you rely on people? How what was the structure that built this confidence to get to this moment of where you rely on these young ones who are supposed to keep the ball rolling for future generations. I think that this movie comes to awaken us. It comes to awaken our sentiments, our connection with our close ones in our lives, our friends. It can be a friend, it can be a brother, it can be your dad, your mom. Depends on what happens during the journey of life that pushes you, right? To rely on them on this, because some people, they are family, but they are so divided, so separated. This movie comes to show, to bring a reflection on relationships, on how we lead. And again, it was done in black and white. I would love to ask the filmmaker why he chose to, there's a special language, why he chooses to do the film in a black and white picture. Is it because of the time, or, we would love to get a word with the filmmaker. Jack, let's go to the next film, uh, which is number 5, A World Free of Crisis. It's also French.
Oui.
So, A World Free of Crisis, man. Watching this movie made me think a lot about relationships. Yeah, because you see, let's read what the curator had to say. Um, A World Free of Crisis. This film describes an utopia that reveals itself as a dystopia in the beautiful France of today. Love and partnership have the same value as work and are the basis of life in a society. The director, Ted Hardy Carmack, makes the spectator with simple tools inevitably feeling transported into the world of social pressure and coercion, as described by Aldous Huxley or George Orwell. Oliver Stiller. That was kind of poetic description. So coming back to this film, A World Full of Crisis, I watched it. I had a very keen view of this film because what is happening in the West, let's put it in general, not only in Europe but even in the Americas, we find young people living a very stressful life nowadays, living a life with which is void of love like affection. It's all about business. It's all about what you got, what are you bringing on the table. It's really hard to find true partnership, true love. Is really complicated. Maybe because the way the society is built, maybe because of the way humanity has transcended, has transformed themselves. So this movie, this young girl is out searching for a partner. So having a partner makes you earn some money, probably the way it's portrayed in the movie. So she has to get in her life so that she can even stay in the building. Can you imagine? The landlord is asking her, if you don't have a lover by the end of this week, you'll be put out of your house. So that's how we have come. That's the level we have reached as humans in this world. That's how we have transformed ourselves to be. We just like, tools, like machinery. You keep working, there's no more true sentiment, no true emotions. It's all about what we're doing, how we working it to be a better person tomorrow. It's not even about true affection, true feelings. So this is very mechanical way of living. I want to congratulate again the filmmaker of this film. This is very a wonderful way of portraying the reality in the world today. A world free of crisis. The title is very ironical because the film is full of crisis, but it's a world full of crisis. Just look at the metaphor. Tiago, let's go to the next film. So we go into the next film. I think it's Hunger. Yeah, Hunger from Mexico. Wow. Hunger by Carlos Melendez. Carlos Melendez or Melendez, I won't know the right pronunciation right now, but it's from Mexico, you know. Yeah. So what the curator had to say, of course. Hunger, which seems like a saga from the Aztecs or Greek mythology, in which people fight monsters. But the biggest monster here is hunger. The story is simple, funny, but becomes more brutal and does not have any good ending. Considering that due to hunger and need, people are forced to kill. The violence is not a phenomenon, but a reflection of many realities. And as a matter of fact, we know that Africa and Latin America, some countries in the Middle East are portrayed today as being poor countries, whatever, whatever. But in reality, when there is hunger somewhere, it should be the worry of all of us as humans. So this director Melendez is trying to portray what hunger has brought the society into. People kill each other for food. When some people in their homes, they throw food away, they put it in the trash. When other fellow humans like ourselves sleep without nothing to eat. I think that this movie comes as a reflection. It has to bring a reflection into us as humans. What are we doing for our fellow brothers and sisters? The Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself, right? So what are we doing, to help our brothers and sisters? What are we doing to save the world? What are we doing to help those that are really hungry? Because hunger has brought violence into the society. People kill just to eat something, which wasn't supposed to be the case. It's a big reflection to us as humans living in this world, this wonderful place, which is paradise that most don't even understand it. We are living in a wonderful universe that if we come to understanding, all of us as humans, doesn't matter your color, your race, your tribe, your what, it doesn't matter. Your religion doesn't matter. It's about survival as humans, making this world a better place for you and for me. So, Melendez, thank you very much for this. And I applaud you for this film. It's a very huge reflection about our existence into this world, and also a wonderful metaphorical language you brought in this film. And there's a juxtaposing of characters here. We see the slim guy that represents the hunger, and the fat guy, he has everything, too much money, too much food, until he kills himself by all this just for him. And he ends up dying by the poor man who has to also survive, survival of the fittest. Let's go to the next film. I think the last one is When the Night Comes. Thiago. Okay.
Po co tu przyszłaś?
Do męża.
Twój mąż twierdzi, że nic nie pamięta.
Ej. Ej.
Ty go znasz?
Ty go znasz.
Nie wierzę mu. Mogę iść z tobą?
When the Night Comes. I think it's a trauma post-war, It's from Poland. This movie is from Poland, from director, what's his name? Katarzyna Sikorska. Katarzyna Sikorska. I don't know if it's a female or male, But let me read what the curator had to say. In a completely different way, the protagonist does not remember, or he does not want to remember his actions, which seems logic. to be dissolved in times of war. The soul does not heal, and the pain is too great. Not even love can help. This film shows this film shows you, especially in these times, how important it is to have peace. So we're talking about the aftermath of a war in Poland, and the main character, who happened to be not prisoner of war, a victim of the war. He was injured during the war, so he's in the hospital. He was transferred from a normal hospital to a psychiatric hospital because he said he didn't remember anything. So they considered him to be mad. So that shows you how people decide to live in reclusion, to in negation, refusing to witness or to participate in what the world is turning into. So they live in negation into their own world, in their brain, in their mindset. So this guy is in the hospital. Even love, his wife comes to visit him. They even make love. He still say, I don't remember who you are. I don't know you. His best friends try to do things. He said, he don't remember. He stays in the world, like out of every conflict, out of every damage. He wants to be in his own world in peace. How difficult it is to have peace in these days. I think that's what the director is trying to portray here. So when you find your own peace, you want to stay in peace. So peace and love to you all. Thank you, guys. Chiaginho, you have something to say? So just as a point of